Well, hello, another day, another empty-ish garage. As you can see, spring's here, which means garden furniture's arrived. Not ideal. Quick garage update. I've been getting quotes and I have got provisionally booked in a mezzanine floor to go above that third of the garage, which means all this household stuff, which is basically all of this, except the tillet seat, can go upstairs, and then I can finally get organised. This is one of those garages where I'm blessed with a lot of space, which has allowed me to be really disorganised, and I don't like it. I want it to be nice. Anyway, so the garage is empty because the car's in the trailer. I'm about to embark on the first of 3 track days in like 5 days, and I'm going all over the shop. I'm going Snetterton first, then, which is like 4 hours each way. Then a couple of days later, I'm doing Combe for the official academy track day, which is the first time we'll all be on track together, which is another 4 hours each way. And then a couple of days after that, I am Anglesey for a track day, which is 3.5 hours each way, so pretty quick. So I've had, in preparation for this beast of a week, I've had the trailer serviced. That's all fresh now. Volvo brakes are done. Volvo tyres are done. We're all hopefully good to go. So I'm not going to these track day videos, I guess they can get a bit boring. So I'll probably just put a sample of each track day into one video, and after these 3 track days are done, the next time I'm on track in the car, it's for championship points at the Combe sprint. So things are getting real. Check in with you later. Hello, welcome to a windy Snetterton. Another gorgeous day for a track day. So this is my first of kind of 3 or 4 track events within about 10 days. So things are getting serious now, and I need to try and make some hay. So it's lunchtime. The morning's been very disruptive, lots of red flags, lots of breakdowns, lots of oil on the track, lots of cement dust on the track. So excuses aside, it has been a good morning. We're not actually racing the 300 layout. I think I mentioned this already. So what's been quite annoying is that the parts of the track I seem to be less bad at, the bits we won't be racing on. How's that for annoying? And the bits we will be racing on seem to be the bits which I need most improvement on. So I'm going to get myself dusted off, let this jacket spud settle, and hopefully everybody who's broken down and leaves us a bit of a quieter track. So welcome to Snetterton. This is the 300 circuit layout. We'll be racing on the 200, which means basically this first corner is still irrelevant. We'll be racing on this, and then this second corner coming up, this hairpin, the profile changes slightly on exit, and then we basically go straight onto the back straight. So here we would be turning left off, where you can see the road going off left there. So this infield bit, I really enjoyed it. It was kind of a really good section for a Caterham, it felt like to me. And I felt like I was driving it pretty well, but we won't be racing on this infield bit, which is a shame, but it was still really good seat time in the car. I felt like the main areas of growth for me today were on the brakes. I'd made some changes from the last track day that I'd done in the pedal box, and I was now really comfortable being hard on the brakes, and the downshifts were feeling really good and stuff like that, so good progress. But where I was weak were the faster corners of turn 1 and whichever turn it is under the bridge at the end of the straight. So we're about to rejoin the main straight, the back straight now at Snetterton, and this is where the 200 lap would continue from turn 2 effectively. You get this nice long straight down here. I did find for the first time in this car that I was hitting the limiter in 4th at my sort of VMAX, and 5th really does seem to be a bogey gear in these cars. I think with a strong tailwind and a toe, I'll be using 5th. but it really is not a great gear to be using. So yeah, that was the corner that I probably did most progress on during the day under the bridge there. And this next one coming up, really enjoyed this corner. Just kind of like turn in on the power, lift, and then stomp straight back on the gas again using the compression for grip. Really enjoyed that. And then this final corner seems to last forever. So a really difficult one to learn without any kind of reference points as you're going around. But I did feel like I made decent progress through the day. And then you're back on the start-finish straight. So there's kind of 4 corners of relevance for when we're racing here. So it was still good practice. Did enjoy the track day, but still definitely some work to be doing at Snetterton. Welcome back to Castle Combe. It's the evening before the first official Academy track time for our pre-match, pre-season friendly. It's a track day at Castle Combe, exclusive to the Academy. This is Camp Town End, first of many iterations of this you'll be seeing through the year, but I finally got to use my 6x3 gazebo that Jeff's kindly been looking after me for the last couple of years. So I'm not camping because I'm not mental, so I'm gonna leave now and go to my hotel and be back first thing tomorrow. So I've got 3 laps of Combe for you in this clip. I really enjoyed this day. The way the day was formatted was it was sessioned, so there's about 12 cars in each group, which meant it, even though Combe's quite a short track, it's quite a fast track as well. So it's we're quite nicely spread out, but we did get the odd sniff of other cars on track, which was our first real taster of who's fast, am I fast, is he fast, is she fast. It was kind of everybody was eyes on stalks, really trying to gauge everything, which was quite fun. Added an extra element to it. I'd never driven Combe before, and I do have a little kind of lightweight simulator set up at home, and I spent very little time on the simulator here purely because we're not racing here, so time's precious. I've been concentrating on the tracks, learning the tracks on the simulator that we will be racing at. However, I'm not saying it's an easy track, because it's very fast. There's actually very few corners to learn on this. So I did feel like I made decent progress through the day, and there's definitely a switch, I think, a mental switch. Suddenly being surrounded by the cars I'm going to be racing with, there's definitely more focus placed on this day than any what I would on a regular track day. So the main, again, carrying on the theme from Snet, my main growth areas I wanted to focus on were the faster corners. And it's not necessarily the speed of the corners, right? It's the corners that don't involve heavy braking. Those are the ones I find the hardest to judge right now. The ones where you just need to brush a little bit of speed off. I think judging maximum braking is kind of easy. It's sort of binary, right? You just brake as hard as you can without the tyres locking. But when you're trying to brake 20% or 40% or 60%, it suddenly becomes very, very hard to reference and be consistent on. So that's what I'm working on. This corner here that I'm just doing, I don't think I got the most out of this one all day. That's definitely one I'd work on next time I come here, if I come here again. And then the final turn onto the start finish straight, I'm fairly sure I left loads on the table there, because again, it's a really fast one. It's just kind of brush a little bit of speed off, tip it in, and get onto that really long straight. I found it difficult to judge. I'm almost certain with proper coaching at Combe there'd be loads of time to gain through there. But yeah, other than that, these are 3 very clear laps that I got. There were some traffic laps in earlier sessions, so that was quite interesting. The kind of rules and etiquette of the day were kind of half track day, half test day, so it was sort of like overtaking by consent, but you could kind of send it either side of the straights. And that kind of mix of etiquette I did find a little bit difficult to work with. You weren't supposed to be dive bombing people in corners, understandably. But that does make it difficult to get around people when everybody's in identical cars. So there was a lot of side by side going into Avon Rise, neither party wanting to yield, which was a little bit leery, but it was good fun. The whole day was fun, and then between the sessions as well, Caterham kept us pretty busy. We had some like a media interview thing to do, which I did enjoy it, but it was I hope the footage from that never sees the light of day. We did a mock scrutineering, which was pretty tense. After one of the sessions, we came straight into the scrutineering bay and basically had our cars and our safety equipment ratified for competition. And we had a lot of sessions for a session day. I think we had 7 sessions, which is insane, really. It was kind of 20 minutes on, 40 minutes off. But when you include the time to get on and off the track and stuff, you barely had 25 minutes really between sessions to have a cup of tea, go to the toilet, get yourself ready to go out again. So yeah, pretty fast and furious day, but really, really, really enjoyed the format. It's really been a highlight of the year so far. Okay, finally on to Anglesey. This is easily my favourite circuit in the UK. I love the setting, I love the track layout, I love kind of everything about it really. Really looking forward to the racing a full weekend here. We get a double header here in summer. So yeah, this was a track day I booked with some friends from my kind of usual track day peer group. And as a result, I probably didn't take the day as seriously as I should have done. Spent most of the morning, unfortunately, chasing my first niggle with the car, which turned out to be an electrical issue. The car kept bogging down around 5,000 RPM. I was nervous that was causing damage to the car, so I didn't really run much in the morning at all. Luckily, CTS Motorsport were a couple of garages down supporting a 270R car that I was testing here. And they helped me out, wiggled a load of connectors around, and they fixed the problem. So really thankful for that. And that meant in the afternoon, when it switched from the GP circuit to the coastal layout, that I could get out there and start hammering some laps home. As you can see from this clip, it's a little bit of a compilation clip, something a little bit different. I just spent most of the time absolutely shagging my tyres. Bit of a mistake really, because a few days later we find out that the technical regulations for this year mean we can only use 2 sets of tyres, or eight tyres total for the year. So the tyres that I've kind of been running pre-season, I was hoping to be prepping those as my race tyres, because these tyres allegedly work better with a lower level of tread, but they also need to be MOT-able. So this set of tyres, which potentially could have been or would have been my race set for the first half of the year, I'm probably now going to have to go in the bin. And the mucking around I did at Anglesey, sliding the car about, probably hasn't helped that. So a little bit of a mistake there. But it was a really good fun day, and it did, even though I didn't take it as seriously as I should have done, I had some really good fun with some friends and reminded myself a little bit that this is all supposed to be fun and it's not all supposed to be quite so serious. Really, again, really enjoyed the day, considering how I was feeling mid-morning when I was having the gremlins. Really good turnaround. And I was very much had a good feeling about everything on the long tour home. So that's it. That was my kind of pre-season testing week. The next time I'll be out in this car, there will be championship points on the hook. We'll be at Combe for the sprint. So yeah, that'll be the next video. Not quite sure what I'm going to do about the format of video and how much videoing I'll be prepared to do during the stress of competition. But yeah, I'll keep you posted, and you'll be hearing from me soon.